Yeah, they like to slug it out, Steve. I think you're right. Two very hard match players, these two. Well, that's never been his strong suit, is he, the long pot, and to hit that with pace, with a touch aside, and he just threw it straight on.
Prime example, isn't it, Terry? What not to do when you're playing a long safety shot, a long pot. I mean, don't play with helping side, because it does push in, and of course if you hit them hard and low, it just virtually straightens them up straight away. He was trying to play it as a shot to nothing, obviously, to get back into baulk, and completely mishit it.
Ray Reardon once said to me that to be a great champion, you've got a long pot to be a good safety player, he said. Safety by itself is not enough. You've got to pot long as well. Puts more pressure then, see, on your opponent to play a better safety shot. And of course, Reardon was one of the best safety players ever.
8.
Yes, we've had a few great ambassadors of our wonderful game, and Ray Reardon was certainly one. See the difference there of when Neil Robertson plays a deep screw, the reaction, the cue ball
16.
takes a lot freer flowing than when Ken plays a screw shot. It almost seems to kind of just struggle to get there. It's only the differences in cue action, of course. Robertson's got a really long flowing cue action, Ken's a little bit short.
Yes, if you look at the top players today, most of them use a longer backswing, longer than necessary, I should say, for the shot that they play in, but that seems the way to go now. As long as you hit it smoothly on these very fast cloths, you can keep your accuracy. Of course, if you're playing on club tables all the time, everybody's got a long backswing there.
24.
We used to play in some slow ploughed fields, didn't we, in exhibitions?
5.
Goodness me, some of the tails used to play in the clubs. To get the cue ball in baulk off a break-off was a good shot. That's how slow some of them were. See, that kind of shot, most players have to hit it a lot harder than Neil does to get the desired position. And one of those players that can play it reasonably slow and still get the same amount of reaction.
Yes, there's always the mix, isn't there? You can be shorter and more accurate with your cue action. But when you're longer, you can be smoother with your delivery, because the backswing obviously is coming back a lot further, so easier to go through the ball. But a longer backswing also brings errors in. So, you know, you've always got to get the balance between the two, really.
From what you've noticed over Neil over the last few years, have you noticed anything that he does slightly worse than other players? I mean, is there one particular shot? I've not spotted anything that he struggles with.
Well, I don't think he's ever been happy with his position. He's always been, shall we say, second best the rest of his game, because, as I mentioned earlier, his temperament is wonderful. He's got as good a temperament as anybody in the game. His long potting, tremendous, and his safety is now up there with the best. So I think it's just the break building that he finds a little bit hard. And that's because he's got such a long backswing and loses the weight sometimes when he's in the balls. Still an opponent to fear for anybody in today's game.
Yes, there's an awful lot of practice with another very good player, Joe Perry. They play an awful lot at the WT Snooker Centre in Cambridge. And I heard it on the grapevine that the other day they were playing for a few quid and Joe Perry won 10-7, so Joe Perry's obviously in good form.
Joe Perry won the mixed doubles down in Cambridge yesterday. The Ladies' Championship is down there. They're playing today, the Ladies' World Championship. And Joe turned up for the mixed doubles. with a young lady from Latvia, from Tatiana, and they retained their title. Oh, wow.
41.
He'll need a pot well here to keep this break going.
Yes, trying to force through a little gap there, trying to flick off the red, and as you can see here, just caught the red too thick, the first red, and that took the pace out of the cue ball. Okay, it's very easy to play safe off the green, but of course he can't keep the break going unless he takes the pot on. Can't see the value in trying to cut the black in. Is he taking this pot on, or is he just playing safe? I can't tell from this position. Never looked like going in that.
Robertson 41.
Well, it's a tough shot, but he had a straightforward safety there. I don't know why he didn't take it on, but it looked to me if he was stretching so much he couldn't get to the potting angle for the black anyway. He only had to drop the black, you know, on the cushion where it is now. He recovered the other red across into that pocket, and just a defensive safety.
And of course, if you're playing a very, very thin shot, it's so hard to play with bottom, because of course once again you're pushing it in, and 9 times out of 10 you hit them thick, which he did do there. So this is okay, it's 40 points behind as we speak, but a chance for Ken to level.
Not after that shot, I don't think. He's got a tough pot on now.
Well, you couldn't hit it worse than that, Terry, could you? You just
No.
absolutely hit it terrible, that shot.
Looked straightforward enough. It always is straightforward from up here. That's a good recovery pot, I must say. Little unfortunate he's gone down past the ball line. Don't think he'd be pot in the long blue like we've seen a few players in this championship so far. Hasn't even glanced at it, Ken. He's taking the pot on. Well done.
This is what we've seen of Ken today. It just shows you how what the standard is of snooker at the moment, for Ken not to be seen too much on television over the last 3 years. I mean, you can see he's still very, very capable in most departments. We understand he made at least 3 centuries against Hamilton in winning his qualifying match 10-9. There's obviously a lot of good players about.
Ken Doherty 12.
That's very unlike Ken Doherty. And he's been very, very fortunate. Boy, he's been fortunate there. Completely mishit the shot, but left him hampered.
You have to ask the question, why didn't he take the red on the right-hand side of the table? It looks straightforward enough. He obviously didn't fancy the job.
He must have thought the plant was a certainty, Terry. He just got down very quickly, didn't he? It's not as if he played the plant as a shot to nothing. He must have thought it was a certain plant. Mishit it. But certainly got second prize.
This is a big ask. Taking this on. Oh, what a good attempt it was as well. Can't even start to tell you how difficult that shot is when you're bridging over the brown as he was here. You're looking down the line of the pot. So that's without delivering the cue, trying to deliver it accurately over the ball like that. He's got away with it though, as it turns out.
Yes, I think it's probably only fair, having seen Ken play the previous shot so poorly, to have got away with it. Steve Davis and John Parrott were talking about how good a safety player Ken is, and there you see another example there. He's making sure he covered the left-hand red, the one on the side cushion, but another inch, you'd have had them all covered. Can bring the black into play here. Doesn't really want to do that. He's the one that's in front. That's the reason he played the alternative red. The safety in this match has been first class.
There you see the safety stats. That's very high. 96 Robertson, 87 Ken. And taking into account that Robin's such a fine potter, 87 is high for Ken, because he'd lock a lot of the long pots in, so the safety stats drop then, of course. Oh, wow.
Wow, miss.
Oops, could be a free ball here. Well, it is.
Four.
So it's not just the 4 points,
Free
it's
ball.
given Ken now a good chance.